All right, folks. So, getting ready for the plane to pick us up here at Van Pool Lake with Twin Lakes Outfitters. And one of the questions I've actually had people, like friends and family, but even a few people that have sent me questions in off the channel and stuff, is about cooking. So, we're at an outpost camp, which means we bring in all of our own, food and beverage and clothing and stuff. We don't bring our own pots and pans. The reason it's a question for people is because one, you're under a weight restriction when you're flying with a bush plane, and then the second one is, what can I prepare for how many people? How much storage, how much fridge, freezer stuff. So we've done a bunch of these, and so I thought I'd share what our menu was for this week. It's for two guys, but I mean it's easily scalable for multiple. There's a few philosophies we work by. Number one is we try and duplicate meals to cut down on duplicates of stuff that we would only use, one time. The other thing we try and do is factor in waterways. So if there's things that we can do where all we have to do is just add water, that helps us a lot with maintaining our weight. So I break things down into breakfasts and then I combine lunches and dinner. So I'm looking for 7 breakfasts, 14 meals, which could be a lunch or a dinner. And then I always have a full day of extra food just in case, because of the weather, the plane can't pick us up. So let me share with this week. So what I've got here is pancakes and breakfast sausage. So I got just add water pancake mix. And then I've got breakfast sausages, and I pre-package all of the meats, so like things like sausage and bacon, into the appropriate number of pieces that I'm going to need for any meal in advance. I vacuum seal it, I freeze it. That way, all I have to do is if it's bacon that day, I pull it out, it's going to say bacon, and I know there's enough in there. So I've got pancakes and sausage one day, for 2 days, sorry. I've got 2 days where we did bacon and eggs. I've got 2 days where we did bagels with oatmeal. And I got 1 day where we treated ourselves and we had some Pillsbury cinnamon buns, which were dynamite. Okay, real easy stuff. And then for our lunches and dinners, what I did was 3 days that we were going to do fish, either on the shore or in the cabin, so fish and potatoes. We had a couple days where we did cold meats, like sandwiches, so just bread, meats, and cheese. I've got 2 days where we did hot dogs. Okay, and that's a nice one there where we have more hot dogs and buns than we're going to need, which spills over nicely if we needed some extras. We had 2 steak dinners, so steak, potatoes, and mushrooms. 2 days of burgers, so cheeseburgers. 2 days with like Oktoberfest sausage on bun. And then our treat dinner was a pizza. So I bring up the dough and the cheese and stuff like that, and we baked up a nice pepperoni and bacon pizza. And then some extra stuff we have, some craft dinner. We had extra bagels, we had extra oatmeal, we had extra hot dogs, so we would have been good. And then just some other stuff that, you have to bring then, coffee, however you want to do it, whether or not you're going to use percolators or bring something else. And then, your basic condiments, we bring, ketchup, mustard, relish, stuff like that. And then the other thing that we do is on the liquid front, I will generally bring in 12 cans of something, right? So whether that's 12 cans of beer, fake beer, pop, whatever you choose, I'll bring in 2 of those. And what I kind of think is, 7 days, 2 per day, but I'm not actually having 2 per day. But there's a day that you arrive, so, you're not going to do as much. And then we bring a water filter, and then we take the water out of the lake. This camp's nice because the water pumps directly from the lake. We filter it and then we pour that into Nalgene bottles and then we flavor it either with drink crystals or with some of the liquid stuff you shoot in. And then we're set. And then, your chips or snacks or any of that stuff you want. So there's a really simple menu. Most of that stuff, all of those bread products, right? We store it in the deep freeze in this particular case. And so we're heavier on the bread products on this trip because we knew we had a deep freeze. If we didn't have a deep freeze, what I would be substituting in there would be more pasta, right? Because that's something that, I don't need to freeze. And then again, you can do, spaghetti and meat sauce, you can do fettuccine, you can, do whatever you want. So there's an example, and we've been doing that type of menu for years and years. It keeps us underweight. It keeps us satisfied. It keeps a little bit of variety going in our menu. You have any questions about how to meal plan for an outpost fishing trip, you just give me a shout.